Good morning, students. Myself, UK Singh, science teacher at ISL Mundi Dhanbad. Okay. In the previous class, we have started a chapter called Conservation of Plant Life, that is chapter 7. Okay. We have discussed up to the consequences of deforestation. Okay. Now, today we'll start a new topic, conservation of forest and wildlife. How conservation of forest and wildlife can be done. Okay, in the previous classes we also discussed about Sanctuary National Park and Biosphere Reserve. That means they are the protected territory from which any kind of deforestation or poaching of animals is strictly prohibited. Okay, now we will in this class we will study about flora and fauna. What is flora and what is fauna? So flora means the different kinds of plants and trees. Fauna means the different kinds of animals. Okay. Flora includes grasses, shrubs, herbs, and trees. Okay. Fauna includes animals ranging from small insects up to larger animals such as elephant, lion, deer, etc. Okay. So this includes flora and fauna, and basically the conservation of wildlife is to protect the different flora and fauna. Why it is important to protect flora and fauna? Because flora and fauna are interrelated. Okay, flora forms the habitat of the fauna. If we destroy or by deforestation, if we cut the trees, then what will happen? The habitat will be lost, and as a result of which the animals will be forced to move to the urban areas where there will be clashes between the animals and the local villagers, farmers, and this could lead to killing of the animals by any means. Okay. Endemic species. So what is endemic species? Let us understand this one. So endemic species are those species in which are exclusive for a particular habitat. Okay. Now let's say for example different like cactus, opuntia, they are adapted for desert life, so they are present in desert only. Mango tree are adapted for a region which is quite what you can say having which receives rainfall at a medium rate. Okay, so these are some of the example of endemic species, both plants and animals. Okay, so you can say that a particular species is quite what you can say adapted for a particular region. For example, one horned rhinoceros are present only in the regions of Assam and Bengal. Okay, the Bengal tiger is present in India only. Okay, the whereas on the other hand Siberian tiger is present in Siberia. Even within a species, within a species or subspecies, there can be different adaptations. So endemic species are those species of plants and animals which are found exclusively in that particular region. Okay, these include both animals as well as trees. Okay, now let us here it is given there is a definition given about species. So species are a group of organisms whose members can interbreed to produce fertile individuals. Okay, you will learn about this more about this in your higher classes. Okay, so species means member organism of a particular kind whose members can interbreed among themselves to produce fertile young ones. Okay, so this is the basic definition of species. Okay, so we have discussed about the different kinds of protected areas like wildlife sanctuary, national park, and biosphere reserve. Okay, so these are the protected regions basically intended to safeguard the wildlife. Okay, and in your book there's special mention about Project Tiger. Okay, so about a decade ago what happened, the population of tiger declined drastically. Okay. As a result of which, what happened? The civil society, the wildlife lovers, and the public in general, there was a huge outcry to safeguard the tiger population, and it was tiger were about 1500, or almost less than 1500 were left. So there was a public outcry, and they appealed the government to safeguard tiger. So this project tiger was launched by the government took it into their cognizance, and they launched a project called Project Tiger. Now this Project Tiger was basically intended to not only protect tiger but also the pertaining species of tiger. No, I beg your pardon, about the pertaining habitat of tiger, because if we destroy trees, or if we cut trees or jungles, then the habitat will be lost, and ultimately tiger have to move to the region, the urban region, where there will be clash between the people and the tiger. Eventually we know that if it reaches the villages, it will attack the cattle population, which will be easy prey for it, and as a result of it, there are many incidents that came out in public in the past, that the tiger were poisoned by giving them poisoned dead animals. They were shot by bullets. Okay, so there was a dual purpose. So government initiated this project, and as a result of which, what happened? Tiger conservation have done. That is, there will the law will make more stringent. There will be more. There was more infrastructure, and what you can say, more vigilant about the poaching of tiger, because as we know that the fur and the bone of tiger are highly valuable. Okay, which are sold in millions in the international market because of its some of medicinal properties. Okay, so they were safeguarded, and as a result of which the hard work done by the government as well as the people were found to be fruitful. Okay, and the number of tiger increases drastically. Until now there are more than 10,000 tigers. Okay, so one should be conscious about the changes that are occurring in the wildlife, and there should be a system in place. Okay, the government should not be reactive. As we have discussed in the former case, the government should be proactive. So there should be a, you can say, a sense of you can say awareness about the wildlife, and let the government know about this. Okay, so there are many projects that were launched, and basically different regions were marked for that, and till now there are more than 10,000 tigers, which I already explained. Okay, thank you.